great hymn of Aten by Akhenaten. You appear beautifully on the horizon of heaven, you living Aten, the beginning of life. When you have risen on the eastern horizon, you have filled every land with your beauty. You are gracious, great, glistening, and high over every land. Your rays encompass the lands to the limit of all that you have made. As you are ray, you reach to the end of them, you subdue them for your beloved Son. Though you are far away, your rays are on earth. Though you are in their faces, no one knows you're going. When you set in the western horizon, the land is in darkness, in the manner of death. They sleep in a room with heads wrapped up, nor sees one eye the other. All their goods which are under their heads might be stolen, but they would not perceive it. Every lion has come forth from the den. All creeping things they sting. Darkness is in shroud, and the earth is in stillness. For he who made them rest in his horizon. At daybreak, when you arise on the horizon, when you shine as the Aten by day, you drive away the darkness and give your rays. The two lands are in festivity every day, awake and standing upon their feet. For you have raised them up, washing their bodies, taking their clothing. Their arms are raised in praise at your appearance. All the world they do their work. All beasts are content with their pastures. Trees and plants are flourishing. The birds which fly from their nests, their wings are stretched out in praise to your Ka. All beasts spring upon their feet. Whatever flies alights, they live when you have risen for them. They live when you have risen for them. The ships are sailing north and south as well, for every way is open at your appearance. The fish in the river dart before your face. Thy rays are in the midst of the great green sea. Creator of seed and women, you who make fluid into man, who maintain the son in the womb of his mother, you nurse even in the womb, who soothes him with that which stills his weeping, who give breath to sustain all that he has made. On the day when he is born, you supply his necessities. When the chicken in the egg speaks within the shell, you give him breath within to maintain him. When you have made him his fulfillment within the egg, to break it, he comes forth from the egg, to speak at his completed time. He walks upon his legs when he comes forth from it. How manifold it is what you have made. They are hidden from the face of man, O sole God, like whom there's no other. You did create the world according to your desire. Willis, you were alone, all men, cattle, and wild beast, whatever is on earth going upon its feet, and what is on high flying with its wings. The countries of Syria, Nubia, and the land of Egypt, you set every man in his place. You supply their necessities. Everyone has his food, and his time of life is reckoned. Their tongues are separate in speech, and their natures as well. Their skins are distinguished as you distinguish the foreign peoples. You make a Nile in the underworld, you bring forth as you desire. To maintain the people of Egypt, according to you have made them for thyself. The Lord of all of them, wearing himself with them. The Lord of every land, rising for them. The atom of the day, great of majesty. All distant foreign countries you make their life also. For you have set a Nile in heaven, that it may descend for them, and make waves upon the mountains, like the great green sea. To water their fields and their towns, how effective they are, your plans, O Lord of eternity. The Nile in heaven, it is for the foreign peoples, and for the beast of every desert that goes upon their feet. Willis, the true Nile, comes from the underworld for Egypt. Your rays suckle every meadow. When you rise, they live, they grow for you. You make the seasons in order to rear all them you have made. The winter to cool them, and the heat that they may taste you. You have made the distant sky in order to rise therein, in order to see all that you made. While you were alone, rising in your forms as a living atom, appearing, shining, withdrawn, or approaching, you made millions of forms of yourself alone, cities, towns, fields, roads, and rivers. Every eye beholds you over against them. You are the atom of the day over the earth. You are in my heart. There's no one that knows you, save your son, Akhenaten and Polly, for you have made him well versed in your plans and in your strength. The world has came into being by your hand, according to you has made them. When you have risen, they live. When you set, they die. You are lifetimes of your own self, for one who lives only through you. Eyes are fixed on your beauty until you set. All work is laid aside when you set in the west. Everything is made to flourish for the king, since you found the earth and raised him for your son, who came forth from your body, the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Akhenaten, and the chief wife of the king, Nefertiti, living in youthfulness forever and ever. Great Akhenaten.